My Lord, before you pen off,
Yes,
I
please.
have two concerns that I would wish to raise with the court.
Yes.
The first one is that one of the petitioner's witnesses, the second petitioner, Mwendo Wambua, was today denied entry to the court precincts owing to some of the exhibits that he had carried for production before this court. We'll therefore be praying, Your Honor, for the hearing dates that you have given us.
Yes.
To do issue an order to allow him entry.
What were the exhibits?
Your Honor, he had some cannabis seeds, I believe.
Yes.
The second one, my Lord, is what had been previously been raised by Mr. Wamboi. Your Honor, the petitioners' members are facing a lot of targeted influence by the police each time they attend these court proceedings. Each time they are seen in newspapers or on TV, the moment they leave, we have members who are being targeted. We will therefore be praying that a restraining order be issued to the Inspector General of Police together with the National Police Service.
Yes.
To stop with the harassment. That is all, my Lord.
On the first request made by my colleague regarding the substance that one of the witnesses was detained with, I have looked at the supporting affidavit to the petition and the witness statements. Nowhere it is indicated that they were to carry any form of evidence of that nature for purposes of today's hearing. So that, Your Lordship, we avoid such an occurrence again that might delay the hearing.
Yes.
In March, the court need to be very clear on what they are supposed to carry for the purposes of hearing then, but it is not indicated in the documents too.
Yes.
On the issue of harassment, the constant harassment, which I'm not aware of, when we appeared before you, last time, Your Lordship, you gave clear directions that this court will not issue orders without any form of evidence, and Mr. Shadrack Wambui was directed to file a formal application before this court.
Yes.
With the evidence, because what my two colleagues are submitting before this court is evidence from the bar.
Yes.
So if they so wish this court to consider their application, my prayer is that they file a formal application for consideration, which in my view, Your Lordship, might end up again delaying the hearing. But I don't think it is proper for this court to issue a blanket order to the members of the Inspector General of Police, who is not even a part in these proceedings, on account of the purported harassment. So that particular prayer, Your Lordship, I'm opposed to it. If they so wish this court to consider, let them put a formal application so that we can also respond. I need to get instructions from the Inspector General of Police, who is also my client, on that very issue, Your Lordship. Thank you.
My Lord, the petitioners just wanted to demonstrate some of the line of products which they would want for this court to declare as being important for their use.
Yes.
For their spiritual use.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is fairly easy for us to resolve. I will give you leave to file a further affidavit. You will take photographs. You can download them off the internet. You can take photographs. Now, you have to be very careful because paraphernalia, as Mr. Marwa is probably thinking, under the Act has some consequences. So the internet is perhaps the safest way to get it, so that then we'll display it here, and then we can have that probative effect met.
We are well guided.
Okay, so I will say, court, the petitioners, that includes you, Mr. Monai, the petitioners are granted leave to file and serve a further affidavit or affidavits annexing pictures of spiritual or religious objects and artifacts or any other items that they would wish to adduce as photographic evidence / exhibits, and the petitioners are reminded as to the requirements for the production of electronic evidence. So that's the first limb handled. The second is on whether persons who are attending court are being harassed, intimidated, prevented from accessing. You'd have to give me specifics. I cannot give a blanket order, so you'd have to give me specifics. I would caution, though, that if we get bogged down in interlocutories, we may have to determine that interlocutory application before we move on to the judgment phase. But this is what I will say. Mr. Marwa, if a witness who is on the list of witnesses is prevented from attending because they were arrested, there are consequences to that. The coercive powers that the respondents have cannot be used in a way that the court believes or is likely to believe tilts the balance in favor of the respondents and against the petitioners. Now, I'm not giving them blanket immunity. If they get arrested for whatever they've done or alleged to have done, that's fair enough. But if it is shown on the balance of probabilities that this was an attempt to interfere with them giving evidence, there will be an apocalyptic response by the court. We simply cannot have a justice system that is fair and just, where the state is able to arrest witnesses for the other side, simply to prevent them. Now, I don't believe, and I've not seen any evidence, I don't believe that evidence has been laid at this moment that that is what is happening. Please speak to your clients and see whether we can prevent that. Ms. Wanjiku, make sure you sit with your clients as well and explain some of these things. Now, I will go very clearly. What our security team did at the gate is perfectly within the law. Those seeds are contraband. They cannot come into these precincts. They did the right thing. Was your client arrested?
I don't believe he was arrested.
He was not arrested, so
Yes.
they even exercised grace. They simply told him, I'm sure because they know, they have to make security arrangements, so they knew he or she was likely coming to these proceedings. So what they did is just simply deny him entry so that we do not then step into a situation where we are permitting an illegality ourselves, but just caution them as to what would happen. I cannot suspend the penal code, I cannot suspend the Anti-Narcotics and Psychotropic Substances Control Act by a court order at this stage. That is something for judgment, if it even happens, or if it is qualified. That is only for judgment. Now, there's the other issue that I would want us to agree on. There's quite a number of you, your clients and interested persons, not interested parties, interested persons. If you are able to give us an indication administratively of how many we will have, that can also assist us greatly. I am informed that not all the persons who wished to be here are here. If you let us know in good time, because we're coming back on the 13th and 20th of March. If you give us advance notice, the Honorable the Deputy Registrar is very happy to look for a situation where we can try and accommodate more persons. Justice is a public good. It is the right of as many Kenyans as possible to see justice being done. They shouldn't have to rely on electronic means. to the extent that we can do it. Now, we don't have unlimited court space. This is one of our larger ones. But if you give us advance notice, we can try and see. I'm not guaranteeing. We can try and see whether the ceremonial hall may work better so that we have as many persons as possible. So if you could tell us that probably a week latest, probably 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks would probably be better. 2 weeks before the first date, just do a letter to the Honorable, the Deputy Registrar, and we'll see whether we can accommodate.
We are well guided, my lord.
Thank you. So any other matters?